620 CKRM, The Source. That is the number one single, The Drink in My Hand. Eric Church from his huge selling CD entitled Chief. Also, we heard from Keith Urban. Going through a bit of a vocal problem these days, and Without You. And of course, he's going to get to the Grand Ole Opry here very soon. But he had to cancel a few shows because of some throat problems that he was having. Well, I got three compadres here. The three amigos are joining me this morning. I don't think they have any throat problems. They are doing fine. They are all well. And joining us, we've got Blake Berglund.
Berglund, yeah.
Hey, Blake.
Hi, Colin.
Jessica Moskaluke. Jess Did you like Jess or Jessica?
I've been going by Jess lately.
Have you? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
switch it up a bit.
We'll try to remember that. And of course, Chris Henderson.
You bet. I'm going to go by Paul.
You go by Paul, all right. Well, welcome back to 620 CKRM. Blake, first time for you?
Yeah, this is a big one for me. This is my growing up childhood station every morning at 7 a.m. doing chores. So
was it?
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, now you got something to put on the resume.
Of course,
right?
Definitely, yeah.
And Jessica, you're no stranger to 620 CKRM, our Big Country Talent Show winner.
Yes, well, thanks for having me back.
Yeah, that opened up a few doors. I see you're a pretty busy gal.
Definitely, yeah. There's not a whole lot of time off these days, so I definitely have you guys to thank for a lot of that.
And of course, Chris has been a mainstay for a few years now. Welcome back, Chris.
Yeah, always a pleasure, Colin. It's always great to talk to you guys.
It's good to see you guys all young and vibrant, full of life, ready to get back on the road again, right?
Just trying to rest up before we go, yeah.
They ask us how we feel.
Yeah. How do you feel, Blake?
Well, we're pretty good. I'm excited for this next two. The last one was, we did 22 shows in 15 days, so it was, for lack of better words, it was tiring. But, I mean, it goes with the territory, and we were pretty excited to play for the crowds we did.
Pretty rushed, but you know what? That's the nature of the beast in the industry. There's not too many down days.
Definitely not.
No, I mean, if you're going to be out, you may as well be working as much as possible. And, coupling the shows that we did in the communities in the evening, we did a lot of school-based presentations and shows. So that's how we ended up with multiple in one day sometimes. Sometimes 4 in one day.
Yeah, yesterday we had 4
Yeah.
Wow.
performances in one day, so it was good.
Well, it's good then you're young. We're going to talk about the new tour here very quick, but on an individual basis, Blake, what's new and exciting? What's on the plate these days for you?
I just finished recording my third studio album, my third country album, and it'll be released early spring with a guy out of Vancouver, originally out of Vancouver, John Ellis, who did Ridley Benson, sort of a bunch of underground alt country sort of cats. And he took the songs that I wrote, and it's my first time working with a producer. Everything I've done to this point was self-produced and engineered and whatnot, and it was a nice, exciting step for me to take.
Good. What was the approach you used? Is this going to be alt country, going mainstream country, or a little bit of both?
Definitely, I don't think going to be mainstream country, but it is a very roots vibe to it. A lot of influence from Waylon, and a lot of influence from the likes of Berglund, and John's specialties, really shone through in this recording. So I'm excited to get it out.
Yeah. Well, that rootsy stuff, it's sort of like retro now, and it's doing very well on the charts.
Yeah, it's working out for me. I know that a lot of it's nice to see when you go to a show, people singing your songs that have never been recorded. So it's showing that they're coming to the live shows to check these songs out, opposed to the other forms of finding out about them. So yeah, I write the albums for a good live listening crowd.
And the songwriting, it's something you've been doing for a while now?
For a long time. I know that you guys have played some songs that I have written by other artists in the past.
Just mention a few so our listeners know.
Tyler Lewis, I guess you played Jesus Christ and Johnny Cash a little bit.
Good song.
And I've just been, since that point, I have been focusing a lot on my own stuff, but writing has always been my thing.
That's where the money's at.
Well, that's where my satisfaction is at, if not the money. Yeah.
It's almost what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a healing process when you get to write her down and lay it out in front of you.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a healing process. I haven't really used it as much for healing per se, as opposed to a form of expression, but it's fun to make up stories and make up characters and tell them in a story setting, and then it's fun to sort of dig up emotion and create something based on that.
Yeah. Well, they always say if you can leave an emotion, you've done your job.
Yeah.
Somebody, or stir up an emotion. Your approach to writing, is it from experience, or you just take some good lyrics, put them together, put a bridge in there, and build it?
My approach to writing has been, I guess, not as formal as one would think. A lot of the times when I write, a melody just comes along out of nowhere, and half the time the song is finished before I pick up an instrument. So usually the instrument, the piano or the guitar is the last thing I put into a song, where it's mostly based on the lyric and the melody. And a lot of my songs are sort of that Johnny Cash approach, where we know it's just the 3 chords that I have to work with. So it's you focus on those lyrics and you focus on the story and the melody.
And that's a winning recipe.
For me it works out, yeah.
That's good. The new CD, I just want to recap. It's coming out when? When can we expect it?
Early spring. The initial goal was to have it March 27th, but I think what I'm going to do is put out a pre-release of 4 songs across the country just to build some buzz, and then wait until the beginning of May to release the full length.
Oh, very cool. And we can find that on your website, Blake?
Most definitely, yeah.
Give us the website.
Yeah, it's Blake Berglund, BERGLUND.com.
Look at that. Where's home for you?
Home is most recently Regina. I moved into an apartment on Hamilton Street 3 days ago, but before that it was Vancouver and Calgary and Medicine Hat and Toronto and
You get some people
Kennedy.
knocking now, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the last 3 years of being on the road, it's nice to have my own place, even if it is going to be 3 days of the month.
Put down some roots anyways.
Yeah, I'm
and,
excited for it.
stick around. Jessica, I know you've been pretty busy yourself. The CCMAs were a big moment for you, and
Yeah.
it's onward and forward for Jess.
Yeah, we've been doing lots of really cool things. Obviously, the CCMA was extremely humbling and exciting for me. That was my first time actually even going to the CCMAs. So to come back and have won the New Artist Showcase Award was an extreme experience. It was just the ultimate. So
Did you have everybody all over you after you won that? I'm sure you had record reps
Yeah.
and labels saying, "Come on over to our side."
yeah, we had a couple, but it was pretty crazy. Yeah, there was Blake was there too, which was really great.
I had to fight them off to come congratulate her. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I knew her before. I knew her before them.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. There was a bit of a swarm there, but all good things. All people are really supportive.
Yeah, that must have opened up a few doors. What are you keeping busy with now?
Well, I mean, obviously this tour right now, and we've been doing, we did the last one as well, so really looking forward to this, and I just was actually in LA doing a couple more YouTube videos. We did 6 songs and 6 videos in about 2.5, 3 days.
Wow.
So that's kind of how, week to week, that's kind of what my weeks look like. So just got back from Nashville, was doing some writing there too, and just meetings and a little bit of recording and all that. And just looking forward to putting out some more videos. And we've got a single coming out at the end of February that I wrote. It's a song called "Catch Me If You Can," and it actually I haven't checked in a little while, but last time I checked, it had about 700,000 views on YouTube. So
Congratulations.
thank you very much. So it's highly anticipated by me anyway. I've been wanting to get it out for a while, and there's a CMT video to go with that as well.
And they can go to YouTube right now and
Yeah, they can
check
go
them out.
Yeah, they sure can. They can go to youtube.com/Jess Moskaluke, or they can just go to jessmoskaluke.com, and all my links are up there as well.
What about a CD? Anything in the works here?
We are working on it. We started doing just 4 songs, and now they're kind of wanting to do more. So I'm kind of still in limbo as to whether we're doing just a 4-song EP or a full-length album. So we're not quite sure yet, but there will be definitely something out.
And I want to pose the same question as I did with Blake. Songwriting, is that something that you're always constantly working at?
Yeah, it is. I only started songwriting about 1.5 years ago. So I have to work pretty hard at it because it wasn't something that I have always been really inclined to do. So I love doing it now, and but it's definitely a skill for me, and it's been a lot of fun, and it's that much more rewarding when you're able to write a song and record it and feel it come to life than having someone else's work.
It's your baby.
It is your baby, and when someone tries to take that, because I know that we're pitching some of my songs too, and it's a little bit sad. It's like putting a child up for adoption when someone else cuts your track.
Well, it sounds like the plate is full and busy, which it's a great way to be in this industry.
But you still get a portion of their income when they grow up and get a job.
Yeah,
That's
there you go.
And they don't bring their clothes
Feels a
home to
little
get
bit
washed.
better. Yeah.
Chris, life's good?
Yeah, very much so, Colin. I've been really, really busy just between all sorts of different things in the last few months. So it's been a weird change.
Yeah, well, being busy is good. And of course, I know that you're always on the go. You got the new tour going. I want to know what's on your plate these days, besides this tour coming up.
Yeah, we did the tour in December and actually took a week or so off to just do some holidays in December, and then I've been on the road pretty much all of January. So whenever I haven't been on the road, I've been trying to just do some preparation and promotion for this tour. By the time I get, once we get done, I'll be finishing up some recording that I'm doing as well. So planning on having a single release about the end of April is the tentative plan right now. And if all things go according to plan, we'll be looking to do an album release late summer this year.
And songwriting, I would imagine, is a mainstay for you, a focal point?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the first album, a lot of things, you know, I took a lot of songs that were pitched to me from various other writers from all kinds of different places across the world with the first album. And one of the things that's been really important to me with it this time around is to make sure that my name, not necessarily my name, but my art form is represented more in my music this time in terms of the writing and stuff like that. I come from an English major background as a teacher and stuff, so I really enjoy writing. It's one of the things that I've studied, and I'm hoping to get a lot more of that in this record.
Before I was a DJ, I couldn't even spell it, but here we are. Yeah, I still get people commenting on the cover of Country Weekly. I still get a few people saying, "Who's singing that? Who's singing that?"
Oh, right on. Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys spinning that for me.
Send them to your website. Let's talk about this tour. You guys are back on the road. You've done it once before, but I guess there was a demand to get back out there.
Yeah, a pretty heavy one, you know, to say the least. We're doing, we start in Kipling, Saskatchewan tomorrow at the community hall. And the cool thing about this tour is, you know, we sort of had the ability to select the venues we were interested in playing, where it's, you know, that independent approach. We'd sort of put the money up for the rental and bring the liquor licenses and sort of provide the person at the door and the entertainment and everything. So it's a nice package that we sort of bring on the road. So we have Kipling tomorrow. We head out to Cardiff, then we're in Manitoba for the weekend. We head back this direction. We boot up to Hudson Bay, and we're back in Regina at the Royal Museum Theatre on the 16th, on Thursday.
It's February 16th, and showtime is going to be...
7:30, I believe, is what we earmarked that one for.
Where are we going to get tickets?
They're available at the theatre.
Right at the door, so just show up. We'll make sure we accommodate you.
They are available in advance also at the museum. So if people want to stop by and secure their ticket, they are there.
Yeah. What can we expect? Are you guys going to be on the stage all together? Are you guys going to do individual songs?
Yeah, we're all together and we do individual songs as well. Actually, we'll each do some of our own originals and we'll do some covers all together and that kind of thing too. It's a lot of fun to learn each other's originals as well and sing those as almost as a trio. So.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it's very much trio based. Totally.
Very cool.
It's a neat opportunity to, as we're all lead singers from, you know, representing our own art forms and stuff like that. So it's neat to take a step back and sing backup vocals for one of Blake's songs or one of Jess's songs, and to take that role. And it's been a lot of fun to find different roles within our little trio as well.
The only problem I find is I usually get thrown into the lead guitarist position. It's a little difficult one for me, but
Better you than me.
Now, all three being from Saskatchewan, any talk of maybe releasing something together? Have you talked about that yet?
on those
We've thought about
late night
it.
drives from Winnipeg back to Langenburg, stuff like that definitely has come up. I mean, like you've sort of emphasized, Colin, we do each really run a strong individual business at this point, and I don't think there'd ever be harm in us coming together. I think it'd be more beneficial than anything, but there's just so much on our plates right now that
It's tough to get us all in one
to schedule
country
it.
at one time.
And having said that, following this interview, Jess and Chris and I are headed to the studio to finish up the backups for my upcoming album. So when we do have that opportunity to get together and record or write, you know, we're the first to jump on it.
We'll just have to rebrand your album as Grassroots and Cowboy Boots.
Very cool. We wish you guys all the best, and keep waving that Saskatchewan flag proudly for us here.
Absolutely.
Because it's just a testimonial to the great talent. You guys are a testimonial to the great talent we have in this province. You got some instruments with you. The guitars are warmed up, I think, by now.
Yeah.
And I